Hi, Rock Antenne This is your favorite freak, and this is Jim from Jimmy Eat World. Hi.
Hi.
Nice to have you here. We're gonna have a little School of Rock session out here, and you're gonna teach us how to play what?
Yeah, I want to talk about our song called "The Middle,"
which everyone knows and loves.
Yeah, it's going around. It's been received favorably. At some point in the '90s, I started tuning my low string down to D, a whole step from E, which would be like down to. So a normal strung guitar would be like this is the lowest note, and now it's that. I think I was like trying to teach myself a bunch of Helmet covers, and then I ended up like just keeping it there and writing songs around it. It seems like for a minute there I was tuning my guitar to all sorts of different like wacky tunings, because it like you would instantly like have an idea for something because it would just sound weird and like, oh, that's cool, I want to try this. And over time, it just stayed there. So now it's like most of the stuff I write is like where your low string is in drop D, and that's how I play the middle. Mm-hmm. Like it's a very simple song. You know, I don't know a whole lot about music theory or music history, but to me, it just seemed like this like old school rock and roll type classic rock kind of song. The way it's put together, it's just like, you know. You know, I don't know what that is, but it sounds like classic rock and roll. Mm-hmm. I'm totally gonna get trolled with comments about that. That's 145. I mean, that's the song, really. It's just like a, and you can see I'm like, you know, doing bar chords with just one finger, because what you normally would have to do, like in this formation, you can do this, because your low string from E is now down at D, a whole step. So that makes it, you know, if you want to play any Helmet song, that's how you do that. You're learning more about Helmet than Jimmy Eat World. So, I mean, the only really kind of complex thing about that song, and this might be for more beginning type players who want to learn how to play the middle. I remember buying tab books when I was starting to play. And there'd be a song I loved. I would like hear it. Oh, that's so cool! I want to learn how to play it. And when you're buying the tablature for it, it like staffs out very easily. You don't have to read music. You can just pick out like the fret number and the string, and then that's where you finger the notes and play it that way. And that always would work out for songs I liked until I got to the solo, and then I'd be like, oh, how do I do that? So. For anybody who wants to learn how to play the solo for middle, which sounds like the most complicated thing on the song, it's really kind of not. It just does a technique of hammer-on pull-offs, and then you pull off like that. It's a trick to get a lot of notes in a very short amount of time without having to be very accurate with, like, you know, picking around. So without hammer-on pull-offs, the beginning of the solo, the middle starts out with like. It's just like, it does that, but instead of like plucking every note, because if you're going to play that fast, it'd be, I don't know, it would take me a little bit of time to practice that, but like you only have to hit maybe half of the picking notes to get that many notes if you're doing with which sounds tough and looks, but it's not. You know, it's pretty simple. You know, I've never really thought of myself as like a shredder type of guitar player, but for some reason we always seem to have a guitar lead as a big feature in a song, and so that's where that comes from. And you could probably listen to it and figure out the rest from there. But that's really the only tricky part of the solo for middle. So I mean, the whole song is like we were saying before. And then it starts over on the, you know, and just like, and then it does that for the whole song until the solo section, where it just goes. This is where the 50s rock kind of thing reminds me of. You know, it's just like so simple. It's so simple and kind of dumb that for me, it always felt like the throwaway song for the record. Like, this is just so...
Are you kidding?
Oh, yeah, no. I think when something is very easy and very simple, I think from a musician's perspective, it seems like, well, it must not be... it must not be worth as much because it was very quick and it was very easy.
It's too basic.
It's too basic. Yeah, it's too basic. This doesn't showcase off our skill enough. But it's those types of songs that I think you just can't fight it when it wants to. When the song wants to be simple and basic, just let it happen that way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
That was a great, last word on it.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Awesome, yeah.
Thanks, Jim, for explaining the middle to us. For Rock Antenne.
Rock Antenne, der beste Rock nonstop.